I'm Lindsay Irwin. I use she, hers. I'm a senior, and I submitted Forget-Me-Not.
If your play were an object sold at the dollar store, what would it be?
Ooh, that's such a good question. An object sold at the dollar store. It's gotta be something flower related. So.
Who is your muse?
My muse.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I think the cheesy answer would be my partner Rachel. I feel like a lot of the conversations in this play are based off of conversations that we've had. I feel like in a way we've been dating almost 3 years, but it feels like in the best way possible. Like we're already married and in our 40s, and and so I feel like our conversations have inspired a lot for me. And also my twin, Nat, who identifies as trans masc. So I've asked them a lot of stuff about kind of making sure this is the most authentic representation, because that's obviously what I'm going for. As a cis woman, I feel like I have some lens into it as a queer woman, but definitely not I've seen it from the outside, not the inside.
If someone were to give you $1 million to write a play,
Oh wow.
what would it be about?
Ooh. Okay. Definitely something that requires travel. I would love to use that money to go somewhere and dig really deep into some kind of research.
We were joking about making sure that in all the interviews, we made sure that everyone professed love for Peter.
Oh, yes. Oh my God, Peter? I don't know what I would do if Peter had not come into my life. This senior year especially, oh my God. I feel like he's like my soul playwright teacher, not soulmate, soul teacher. Forget-Me-Not by Lindsay Irwin. Characters: Rory Walker, played by Bryan Smith. Genderqueer, Lyra's partner of 10 years. They work at the flower shop they co-own with Lyra. They have started testosterone in the last 6 months. Lyra Montgomery, played by Erin. Female identifying. Rory's partner of 10 years. She works at the flower shop she co-owns with Rory. She is waiting to find out if she is diagnosed with early onset Alzheimer's. Quote by Sappho. Someone will remember us, I say, even in another time. Scene 1. Wedding florists. Rory and Lyra recline back in the grass, looking at the stars on their break between finishing flower arrangements. They are surreptitiously sharing a blunt.
What if we are living on a speck, like in Horton Hears a Who, or in another world, like Alice in Wonderland? You know me too well.
True. So aren't I obligated to brag about it? To tell the whole world I know you better than... I don't know.
We always forget the things we think we know best.
True. But I do know how adorable your nose looks when it's covered in pollen because you tried to smell all of our stock.
There is absolutely no such thing as smelling too many flowers.
Well, I know, but you just go the whole extra mile. I mean, you thrust your nose into petals like a schnauzer smelling.
You're a charmer. So.
Back to the Who's.
Ah, yes. The wonderful world of Whoville.
Lyra points at a collection of stars.
What if we didn't have names?
That would make legal documents a hell of a lot easier for me.
Yeah. Okay, listen. What if we were all this collective society trying to persist forward while...
Never knowing?
Yeah, never knowing that our moons and our stars were just the desk lamps and fireflies of a whole different dimension that we just...
can't see until we're gone.
Hun, can we not finish each other's
sandwiches? Okay, sorry, I'll stop. Active listening.
Suppose if I go first. No, actually, I want to hear you ramble nonsense. I'm in the mood for that, but no aliens.
Were you or were you not just saying that there are other living things out there, also known as extraterrestrials? You just admitted to believing in aliens. Case closed.
Lyra pushes Rory playfully.
You are a very hypocritical non-believer.
Rory.
Well, we need a prompt.
No, Don't. We're creative.
Okay, off your idea.
No aliens. 1 minute. Go.
Lyra sets a timer on her phone.
All right, so I think that what you're saying is true. Space is out there and goes on forever because there are infinite universes and solar systems. I mean, we are so inconsequential. Dr. Seuss was smart, although he was extremely racist and awful to his wife and made her kill herself. But all that aside, oh, okay, maybe so. He wasn't the best guy. But everything he wrote was related to some big idea that people are afraid to think about. We are just these tiny little people.
The phone timer goes off.
But again, every little thing matters.
The lights fade. The summer air hums with possibility. Scene 2. Before bed talk. 11 p.m. on the clock. Both are home, cuddled together in bed.
Have you heard of queer temporality?
Like how the gays are always 20 minutes late.
You forgot the iced coffee, but no, it's more than that.
Enlighten me.
So basically, there's this urgency to live out queer love in the present before someone takes it away, to live boldly and happily, but under a different set of rules than
Let me guess. The heteropatriarchy.
you know me too well.
It's almost like I know the inside of your brain is covered in academic articles.
Rory
What?
Way attacks Lyra.
You want me to apologize for my addiction to JSTOR? For wanting to learn new things?
We're trying to blow my mind with the same words that create the hegemonic system.
Wow, you know how to say it.
Sexy, right? I learned it just for you.
You blow my mind.
They kiss. Fade to black as they start undressing each other. In the darkness, we hear,
I feel like that couple in that Titanic movie. All they have is each other as the waves rise around them, holding on to each other as they enter death.
It's morbid and beautiful.
I'd say that's me in a nutshell.
That's life, isn't it?
Morbid and beautiful at the same time?
Yes and no. Like how flowers shrivel up and die, their petals blowing away into dust. That's all we can ask for, a brief and radiant moment in the sun.
I'm so glad we believe in flowers instead of God. Speaking of, you know who makes some pretty great paintings?
I think I know where you're going with.
Lyra's line quickly morphs into squeals as Rory tickles her and slithers down under the covers.
Georgia O'Keeffe!
Both tumble into darkness. Scene 3. Berries. At home, Rory brushes their teeth as Lyra plays with the flame of a candle.
Did I ever tell you that I had a death wish when I was 5?
God, I don't think so. What was it?
So I thought I was a princess. I wandered into the woods behind my house with this imaginary cloak around my head.
Imagination won't keep you warm in the New Hampshire winter. Did your parents know?
It's mostly spring after preschool. My grandmother was inside, but she trusted me for a few minutes on my own.
Please tell me this doesn't get gory.
No, just listen. So I went foraging for berries of all different kinds, but we didn't have any of the edible ones behind our house. I'd pretend I was starving and could only eat these berries to survive. I really ate them, like a lot of them.
Rory joins Lyra on the bed.
What an adrenaline junkie. Those could have been poisonous. What would your grandmother have told poison control? She was playing princess suicide?
But I was fine. The weird thing, I was perfectly fine. I can still feel them between my fingers, these plushy red berries rolling around in my little fingers. I felt like a martyr fulfilling my prophecy. I looked up into the sky in a moment of truth and popped them between my teeth.
You mean you popped your spiritual cherry?
I definitely found out that death is closer than I thought.
But that you were special. Wow. Can you believe I'm dating a superhero?
Well, yeah, you're just now figuring that out. But really, now things just get jumbled around in my brain, collecting dust bunnies. What was my mind like when I was younger? A whole empty room with nowhere to hide?
There would be so much more room for me to tell you about hegemonic oppression.
No, I'm really wondering, has there always been a part of me that's wanted to die? An instinct that wanted my last thought to be happy that I was a 5-year-old princess lost in the woods.
You would have had no regrets. No guilt sounds magical to me.
I don't know. I wonder.
Disney's Sleeping Beauty forest scene is projected in the background as lights fade. The I Wonder song and bird sounds play during transition. Scene 4, Counting Morning Flower Stock. Rory and Lyra count their daily flower stock in their florist shop.
Hydrangeas?
4 bunches?
Rory places the hydrangea flower bunches on their lap as Lyra checks it off.
Lilies?
10 stems.
Rory places the lilies on Lyra's laps. They alternate.
Roses?
4 yellow, 10 red, 10 white, 6 pink.
Tulips?
16 assorted.
Baby's breath?
12 bunches.
Violets?
4 bunches.
Ranunculus?
8 stems.
Purple status?
14 bunches.
Forget-me-nots?
We don't sell those, hon. You know how they get swallowed up in arrangements.
I found out.
Oh shit. Is it?
Positive.
Fuck. That's so early.
Early onset Alzheimer's. My goddamn genetics.
They embrace each other.
I'm so sorry.
No, I'm sorry. We'll get through. We got each other.
Definitely.
Lights fade. Scene 5, Butterfly Tightrope. At home in their apartment, Rory talks through the frame of an empty mirror.
I want you to feel me. How I see myself without this cage of skin. I am miles away from this bumpy chest and planed hips. I'd love to just be. Recreate myself, mold my skin like clay. I am whole when I'm with you deeply, and my voice is deeper. Husky muscles growing with each stroke. I'm not projecting femininity or grasping for the masculine, but I am caught in the sublime. I don't add up, and that's okay. Avoiding condescension, swerving over compensation, heading straight for unearned confidence, and a walk that states the world is mine for the taking. I'm not sure. I'm still not letting go of my goosebumps and the light pressure from my ribs as I laugh ecstatically. I won't be bent, but formed anew. I'd like to walk the tightrope between these looming bubbles of expectation. I want a butterfly net to catch what I desire, to swallow only the traits that make me flutter, to feel like myself. I want my gut to fill with winged creatures of varieties I've never dreamed. I think they'd be happy there. My empty womb would make a cozy home. My cave of no particular purpose.
Rory slowly starts to undress. Lyra calls from off stage.
Rory?
I will become a conservatory, and these butterflies will fly me back onto the tightrope when I fall.
Rory!
My insides will help me, not hurt me.
Now Rory is down to their boxers and a binder.
Rory!
I will exist on a line between the ordinary, flying above.
Rebecca?
She left.
I don't see her anywhere.
Exactly. I'm Rory. Remember?
You know how when you think about bugs or ticks or lice, they end up under your skin? There you were, perfectly at home in your body, and then infestation. My mind is crawling with them, swarming. One of these days, I'll venture to the land of forgotten things through cobwebs, nooks, and crannies.
Lyra has buttons and marbles in her hand. She drops them with the joy of a toddler making a mess.
I'll try to gather up the marbles along the way. I'll gather up all the marbles for you, honey. Wouldn't that make you smile? I remember in kindergarten, I had to bring in 100 of something, and I chose marbles. I glued them into place on cardboard so firmly I didn't lose any of them. I could give you the ones I gather as a gift.
As she speaks, Lyra gathers the marbles and gives them to Rory.
Oh, I've ruined the surprise. Pretend like I forgot you told you.
Harsh blackout. Scene 6, play scene. In one part of the stage, Lyra's nurse tries to get her to take a shower. In the other part, Rory is taking a voice recording.
I prefer becoming clay on my own. I don't need your rough hands to move me about, push me into the right place. I feel violated, rivulets of magma gathering. Maybe I'll blow, explode in the kiln, melt into a pile of mush. Wouldn't they laugh?
You set me alight down to my toes, heels. You set me running forward, fearless into the next hour. A sense of urgency. I'll be waiting until you remember what it feels like to have me run into your open arms, my love. You fit perfectly into my strange crevices and brain wrinkles.
Phone call sound effect. Voiceover of Lyra's nurse telling Rory that Lyra is not doing well. Rory crosses the stage into the nursing home, where Lyra has strewn yarn across the room and her body. Lyra is in bed in her cocoon of yarn.
Flowers can grow out of eye contact. It seems against science, but I believe it. You watered me with love until I bloomed into a different form of myself. I'm ecstatic. You're full of enough vitality for 3 lives, I swear.
Yes, hon. Yes, I love you.
Rory takes the yarn from her and starts untangling it from around her body.
Your face looks broken. Like I knew it long ago. Another lifetime or just yesterday. A broken vase I knocked over and glued back together on the tip of my tongue. I don't want to hurt you, sugar.
I am a scrambled egg dish of emotions and crossed phone lines. I want to feel you, to hold your lovable self in my palms and breathe. Floating souls across time and space are we.
There are these fuzzy early blooms like lamb's ear tickling the inside of my head. Maybe my brainstem is sprouting tingling blooms. Maybe they want to grow inside, but it's getting crowded in there. Maybe there is such a thing as too many flowers, too much laughing, as well Ronald Anderson said. You can almost see it, but it's all blurry now.
Fade to black. End of scene.